wide for the lead into turn number 3. Coming to the line, who's gonna get it done? Green flag, we're racing. Get your foot in. He got it. He's got it. He's got it. Canlis is gonna win. Wow. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is finally that time. We are finally back for the series that you all have been waiting for. It's the Core Summer Series, presented by SimRap Market, the Mr. Media 105 at Charlotte Motor Speedway. So happy you could be joining us here on FTF.GG. I am Blake McCandless, and although tardy, I think he just slipped into the booth in the nick of time. Caleb Hoffman will also be on the call for us. And Caleb, really nothing else to say. It's Core.
Yeah, I've been super excited for this, looking forward to it for weeks. And I mean, it's a new challenge here with the Summer Series. Usually when you hear Core, you're used to the big power Gen 4 Cup cars, and today I mean, we're doing the street stocks, baby. It's been the talk of the town. We had it for the exhibition event last year where we did, mini heats and had, I think, about 5-10 cars maybe in the main. Tonight, we got about 20 dudes. They're going to line up and we're going to go ripping around Charlotte to open up the Core Summer Series presented by Simrap Market. I'm super excited. I hope everybody that's tuning in with us is excited as well, because this is going to be a show like none other here on iRacing.
And again, a new format for this summer series. As you mentioned, it'll be street stocks that'll be featured throughout the running of this series. And although qualifying is going to shift a little bit, it's going to be a little bit different than what we've been accustomed to in the past. There won't be an official qualifying session. However, throughout the running of this Core Summer Series, there will be heats that will be run to determine the starting order for both the first feature and what will come of the second feature. So we'll still be running 2 races a night, and already we have one car hard into the wall onto the pace laps. It's Cody. Oh man, Corey,
Corey,
we haven't even started Core. How did this happen?
Already fireworks on the pace lap. What's going on?
How did that happen? Like, who wrecked who? How does that even happen? I think Corey Vervinkt had it looked like he had a hardware issue. He just darted to the left. And so he will start in the tail end. He'll finish last here in Heat 1. And we are already off to fireworks. We are so back, folks. Get ready, sit back, and enjoy Heat number 1 at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Jonathan Cadell will lead us to the green flag. And finally, we are back core racing again. Cadell single file for the lead. He'll go down to the inside line and he'll try to hold back Cody Hicken. Now, as we were going to talk about, we were planning on talking about it coming to the green, and then all of a sudden we had a crash. We will be utilizing a heat race format. As who's that up by the wall? They're going to come back down.
Oh, Vargas.
Several drivers involved. The 40, the 83, the 28. Cody Hickens involved as well. So Jonathan Cadell all by his lonesome here. There will be no cautions here in this heat race format that if they ever gave us a chance to mention it, we would talk about. So the results of heat race 1 and 2 will determine the starting order for the first feature of the night. That will be half the length in most cases of what we run for the second feature. So there will be no caution flags here. It's a 10-lap heat to start this one out. And there's already 3 left. Only 3 left here at the front, 2 laps in.
Yeah, I wasn't quite expecting this pack to break down as early as it has, but nonetheless, it's created an interesting dynamic at the front of the field. We got Cadell, Champagne, and DT all kind of just in this mini pack, and then you got Case Kallenbach about 4 seconds back or so. They're passing the lap car of Vargas there.
Yeah, they did have a fast repair as they came down into the pits, so a couple of drivers are trying to latch on to this lead draft, if you will. These guys are sideways. This is a really loose setup, or loose track. 133 degrees is the track temperature right here, so maybe street stocks, but these guys are going to be sideways all throughout the night. You can see many of the drivers that were involved in that first incident. Ryan Vargas, Corey Vervinkt, who a report from pit road. Vervinkt came over the chat and said, my audio started blasting, so wrecked trying to adjust his audio.
Oh no!
I mean that's
these things happen.
That's a situation I've never quite heard of.
A good one. But I mean, you see riding on board with DT there.
I just got that.
Riding on board DT there. I mean, you hear in these street stocks, they're so low on power that, I mean, this is almost like a plate race type of setup where you're just trying to ride the draft and keep that momentum up high. The big difference, though, between last year's Summer Series and this year's, besides the car, is this weather, as you see it getting around the lap car of Preston P, I believe. But the temperature, it's so hot here to provide that slipping and slide, and that's going to hopefully create passing opportunities for us, as you see still side by side for the lead halfway through heat number 1.
That's Cornelius that's locked behind Jonathan Cadell, trying to give him a bump down on the inside. As you mentioned, past halfway through this heat feature, Vargas, who again is just kind of a lap car here, probably just has an opportunity to learn about what he could potentially do when we pay out the points here at the end of the night. Trying to see if that third lane can work, although it looks like for now it may not be in play. But Cadell has his hands full on the outside. Here comes Champagne, the number 38 car that looks like he may just have him at the stripe, and indeed it will be Champagne who just takes the race lead with now 4 laps to go in Heat 1.
Yeah, Justin Champagne, he's really settled in as one of the veterans here of Core, and it seems like he's always just at the front, no matter what track, what car we're in, and no different here as he's got Vargas and Preston Pardus behind him.
So Vargas, even though he's a lap car, he's up to 5th. He now has Preston Pardus, as you mentioned, who's the 6th car. He's also not on the lead lap, but he'll be a part of kind of settling this one. Come around this time, 3 laps to go, and not really seeing a whole lot of movement. You know, we have 2 wide, kind of gridlock right now, but it seems like neither lane can really make headway over the other. They're side by side, door to door up at the front of the field, but nobody really able to get better. I think Champagne's going down there side drafting. They'll make a little bit of contact down the back straightaway, but both of these lanes looking really, really even right now.
Yeah, and I'm actually really impressed at how even it's been, and a lot of that has to do with how good of help Champagne has with Vargas and Pardus being pretty much locked to the bumper. I'm really impressed by DT as well, his ability to just stick on this back bumper. I'm wondering and hoping that there won't be any overheating issues with how little room he's left himself. Big wiggle there for Cadell.
Yeah, those tires heating up, and as Cadell has gone on, that car's gotten just a little bit looser. You can see how close we're in the radiator of the 38, as now Cadell will try to make the move. Champagne has lost his help. Now Vargas will get in tow there with the 38 car. Vargas almost into the outside wall. Cadell sliding off the corner. And Cornelius, who is behind Cadell, trying to push along that inside lane. 1 lap to go here in Heat 1.
We'll see if Champagne can keep this nose. He was trying to go down there to clear Jonathan Cadell, but Cadell sticking right onside that inside quarter panel. They're going to beat and bang down the backstretch. Here they come. Does drive-through have anything for this group?
Reminder, there is no yellow line, or in this case, a blue line rule in Core. The entire facility is at their disposal. Into 3 and 4, Cadell will slide up the racetrack. Oh, Cornelius gets sideways as he gets contact from Preston Pardus off the final corner. Checkered flag, and it looks like it'll be enough for Justin Champagne to hang on to take the first heat in the Core Summer Series presented by Sim Wrap Market.
And the pack implodes behind him in typical Core fashion. But I mean, hey, what a good way to get started here. That was a super fun race there for the lead, and got another one coming right up after this.
See a couple more drivers finishing up. That's Cody Hicken, who was he'll take home 7th as he impales the inside wall. He was the final car that was 1 lap down who will cross the stripe. So results of Heat 1, it'll be Champagne, Cadell, DT in 3rd. Case Collenbach finished 13 seconds behind the lead pack in the 4th position. Then you got Preston Pardus, Ryan Vargas, and Cody Hicken. Those 3 were scored a lap down in the 5th, 6th, and 7th position. Herman Rice was 8th. Corey Vervinkt, who technically made his way onto the grid before an audio issue caused him to just crank it left. He finished in 9th, and then Brayton last year didn't make the grid. He'll make up the 10th spot, as looks like we're already getting gridded up here for Heat 2.
And this is another one with lots of fun names attached. Hopefully we don't have any massive accidents on the pace lap this time, but yeah, some familiar names in here and ready to get going.
And it will be Justin Malillo, Robert Dorman make up your front row. Then it'll be Cisco Scaramuza, Garrett Smithley in row 2. Brendan Poole, Gary Owen will make up row 3. Then Sean Butler, if he's out here, it doesn't look like that he is, will officially start in 7th. It'll be Gabe Wood 8th, Jeff Green, the Busch Series champ, in 9th. And then Fly Guy will make up your top 10. By the way, we'll award 2 of these tonight, an Eric Messer Photography Pole Award. which will go to the pole sitter for each of our 2 features tonight. I believe with the results of Heat 1, that'll go to Justin Champagne after winning Heat race number 1. So we appreciate their support here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And we have already made it further than everybody in Heat 1 did. We've made it to turn 4 on the pace lap without an incident.
Yeah, no audio issues, thankfully. But again, yeah, I'm excited. Justin Malillo, Robert Dorman here on the front row. Cisco, Garrett Smithley, Brennan Poole back here, ready to get going from Charlotte.
Robert Dorman is blinking out. But we're going to get going. Malillo did not get a great launch there on the inside. He kind of stacks up that entire bottom lane. So Robert Dorman, if he can get clear, which it looks like he has the chance to do so, if his car will just stay attached to the server here, he'll take the lead. Now Garrett Smithley will look to the outside.
And Smithley, I don't think wanted to be involved in that very much. You have going, giving a big shove to the back end to Smithley. Looks like Gabe Wood has hopped up here to the outside to make it 3 versus 1. Smithley going to drop down, but then go back up the racetrack out of turn number 4 to block going, kind of straddling both lanes as they come out of 4.
Yeah, Smithley did a great job there in that second lane, which, again, I think one thing that's going to be a little bit different about Core this season is the fact that we have had some more substantial dynamic track updates since the last time we were running Core. So we'll see here, even in these street stocks, even though it is Charlotte, we'll see the groove change a little bit in terms of which lane is moving, which one has the grip and whatnot. May not see it so much here in a 10-lap feature, but we'll see it continue here. As now it is going to be Gary Owen, the William Byron 24 Raptor machine, who again will be another driver that utilizes that second lane, and he'll have it at the stripe through 2 laps.
And getting really stacked up here on this outside. Got to be careful for this pack not to implode on itself as Justin Malillo gives a shove to the back end of Gabe Wood and gets him up out of line. Got to be very careful there. It looks like we'll be okay, though, as this pack has retained its formation after 3 laps.
Oh, Dorman didn't necessarily line up all that great with Smithley. It shoves him into turn 3. Thought that Dorman was going to perhaps make it 3 wide. Again, there's no out of bounds here in Core, but it looks like Smithley able to hang on as he's kind of experiencing the same problems we saw earlier with Jonathan Cadell. As Gary Owen gets sideways, he gets a tag from Gabe Wood. He saves it. Wood is all over the place. Now Malillo's up the track. He's sliding and dancing that car around turns 1 and 2. But he'll hang on to it.
Yeah, Gabe Wood and Justin Malillo have been trying to destroy this pack for the past lap and a half, pretty much. We'll see as they get into 3 again. Justin Malillo with the run has to get out of the throttle, actually pushes him way up the racetrack. Now Cisco going to make it 3 wide a little further back with Brennan Poole. They're going to make contact coming through the tri-oval. Jeff Green in this mix as well. Here comes Fly Guy.
Oh, man, Gabe Wood tried to stuff it in the middle, but Gary Owen threw the block just at the last moment. They are 2 by 2 through your first 3 rows. Malillo's finally hanging on to it. There's a good look at Cisco Scaramuza right now. He's that third car on the outside lane right now. You can see it takes a lot of focus to try to get. You can also see him, he's just steering a lot. This car, you'd think street stocks at Charlotte would be pretty straightforward, and I don't know, he looks mad about something or disappointed in somebody. Is now he's going to be just behind a 3 wide battle as Dorman's now shoved into the middle.
Oh, and now Jeff Green going to go down to the inside of Dorman. They're trying to shuffle him out of this pack. Brendan Poole did a great job to push him up the racetrack and get underneath him. Now Poole and Smithley are working together with help from Jeff Green as they battle Gabe Wood and Goen on the outside.
And Jeff Green pre-race was asking a couple of questions about some of the procedures. He's been excited to join Core this year, and it looks like he's getting right into the mix right off the bat. They'll come around this time. It'll be 4 to go. Green dipped his left side tires beneath the blue line. Is Smithley? No, Gary Owen will have it at the stripe. Wood is sideways. He gets into the Busch Series champion, Jeff Green. They'll keep it together. No, that's Brennan Poole up there in that number 44 car who was a little bit sideways, but Smithley right now clear to the lead. They'll be side by side for second behind him.
Yeah, Green all over the back bumper of Poole as they're trying to deliver a shove to Smithley here, but Gabe Wood and Gary Owen on the outside, they have been hooked together and now have the momentum going into the corner. Garrett Smithley going to slide up in front of Going, but here comes the 24 with a run off turn number 4, and Brennan Poole to make it 3 wide for the lead.
He may use a little bit of the artificial turf here at Charlotte Motor Speedway to get the job done, but now Going getting a shove from Gabe Wood, who's been awfully aggressive in trying to bump some of these street stocks past one another. Wood now shoving them. They are still 3 wide for the top spot. 2.5 laps to settle it here at Charlotte. Unfortunately for the 24 car, he has no help there in the 3rd lane. Smithley now controlling the 2nd lane. It's Brennan Poole, so a pair of NASCAR Xfinity Series drivers at the front of the pack as the 24 nearly brushes into the outside wall. 2 to go this time.
Got to be very careful. Gabe Wood again all over the back bumper of Garrett Smithley. Jeff Green delivers a shove to Brennan Poole. Here comes Justin Malillo and Fly Guy, a pair of core winners that are back here. They get by Going. Can they make some noise with 2 laps to go?
Brennan Poole somewhat new to core, but he is making his presence felt early on in his core career. It's Poole and Green. Oh, as Fly Guy gets turned into the back end of the field. 1-car incident. He'll keep it rolling. We stay green in this format. Smithley slides up the hill in front of Gabe Wood. Brennan Poole looking for a run. Jeff Green trying to make something happen behind him. White flag this time. Final lap of heat race number 2.
And now the decisions with Jeff Green as Gabe Wood leaves Garrett Smithley to go with Brennan Poole. Jeff Green staying strong on that inside. Now Garrett Smithley with no help. Brennan Poole's going to shove up the racetrack. Here comes Gabe Wood. He's going to move him out of the way. Gabe Wood on the apron. They're still side by side down the backstretch for the final time.
And now Cisco is the one that is underneath the apron. Poole and Smithley, they'll be banging doors down the back straightaway into 3 and 4 for the final time. Poole, can he make the corner? Smithley, he gets contact from Jeff Green. Jeff Green goes around in the back of the pack, but it's going to be not enough for anybody to mount a run. Brennan Poole will win his first heat in his first core race.
What a run to the finish there. And Justin Malillo, I think if he had, I don't know, another straightaway or so, could have had something for Brennan Poole there. Going sneaks out of there with a 3rd place finish. What a battle there in the heats.
Dorman ended up collecting a top 5 as he slid across the line. They wrecked all behind them. Scaramuza settles for 6th. Gabe Wood, who was trying to make a move, finishes in 7th. Jeff Green brought it home 8th. Fly Guy with that late spin. Did receive some damage out of that, but finished 9th. But it will be in heat race number 2, Brennan Poole, Justin Malillo, and Gary Owen, your top 3. So it looks like about 20 cars or so competed in each of those 2 heats. And through the results, it'll give us our format or lineup, I guess I should say, as we look forward to the first of our 2 feature events. Now, something that's going to be a little bit different than what we've seen in the past in the core is the fact that this first feature race is going to be a little bit shorter than what we'll see in our second feature of the night. So it'll be 20 laps that we'll have here in feature number 1. We'll give a pause. We'll do the traditional core invert of the field before turning things over for a 40-lap feature for our second feature of the night. So the way they'll be lined up is, again, courtesy of their finishing positions within their heats. It's Justin Champagne who will be the first winner of the Summer Series here in core of the Eric Messer Photography Pole Award. As he won heat race number 1, he'll have Brendan Poole, heat race number 2 winner, to his outside. Jonathan Cadell, Justin Malillo will make up row number 2. It'll be DT drive-through that will start 5th, with Going in 6th. Case Collenbach 7th, with Garrett Smithley 8th, Preston Pardis 9th, and Robert Dorman will complete your top 10.
Yeah, looking on back through the rest of the field here, we'll have Ryan Vargas starting alongside Cisco Scaramuza, Cody Hicken, and Gabe Wood right behind them. Herman Rice and Jeff Green 15th and 16th. Then you'll have Corey Vervinkt. Hopefully he gets to take the green flag with us this time, starting alongside Fly Guy. And then last 2, or I believe, yeah, they're going to be the last 2 on the grid for us here in race number 1.
Can't believe that Sean connected and he's not here. Unreal.
Yeah, unfortunate. He and Brayton Laster might join us here later, but not on the grid at the moment. But like you said, I mean, interesting configuration and something different that we haven't seen is this being half the distance of what we will do in race number 2. So this will be just kind of a warm-up for these guys, but still going to award full points and everything. Also going to, you might have noticed in the heats that we were a little lenient on the yellows, so normal yellow rules will be in play now in case the pack implodes on us. So, but I'm looking forward to this again. I mean, we saw 2 banger heats just now, and I'm expecting nothing different here.
You're saying that like it's going to be a certainty.
Well,
we're going to see a big wreck.
Yeah, I mean, you usually see a crazy one and a calm one, so maybe this will surprise me and be the calm one, but with the way these guys are racing, I don't know.
I don't know. As a former core winner, I don't think I've ever seen a wreck in core.
Oh, look at all those guys ready to get to battle.
Hard at work. That's Justin Malillo, Cisco, Jonathan Cadell, Cody Hicken there on the bottom. The top right, that's not Chandler Parsons, but if Chandler Parsons had a beard, I think he'd kind of look like that. That was Corey Vervinkt, who's in the top right-hand corner. Let's hope he can make it to turn 1, or at least make it to the start-finish line like the rest of our field will. And we are Green Flag Racing here from Charlotte. The Core Summer Series presented by Sim Wrap Market is underway. Very core indeed, as we'll come around, we'll complete lap number 1 without any issue. One car kind of backed out of the pack. It was effective for him in the heats, and he's doing the same thing here in this feature. That was Case Collenbach, who from his 7th place starting spot elected to lift and kind of let these guys go at it. He's found his way at the back of the pack. He didn't lose the draft. But for right now, I'm going to try to let these guys go at it. And again, this is going to be tough for these drivers, Caleb, because the one thing we saw there in both of those heats is that the inside and the outside lane, they're really even. It's hard to make moves happen, so you're going to have to be pretty aggressive if you're in that 2nd, 3rd, 4th row to try and make something happen. And if you get aggressive, these cars are pretty sensitive. It's easy to turn them around and get them out of shape, especially considering that, again, it's about 133 when we checked earlier. Yes, it still is 133 track temperature, so it's very hot out here.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm interested to see with the additional laps how that changes the racing, because, you know, in those heats, you're full send basically from the drop of the green flag, but here with 20 laps, and especially later with the 40-lap main event, that, I mean, you're not going to want to go like that, because you'll just end up, you know, wadding yourself up early on and being out of it. So I'm interested to see, you know, if we see guys holding back a little more until we get towards that end point, or if they're just going to go all out from the drop of the green flag like we saw in heats 1 and 2.
Again, plenty of different tracks will be coming up throughout the course of this season. We'll be at Slinger next week for round number 2. You got Watkins Glen that'll be coming up, the classic version of that racetrack that we'll be running. Then you got Kansas, Kern County, and The Rock. So just a little over a month's time that we'll be competing. As Malillo, he's the one at the front of the pack that gets kind of shoved up the hill in turn number 4. He'll lose a handful of spots. He was 4th. He's 7th at the stripe, and may lose another couple of spots here. We've seen this a couple of times already tonight. That 3rd lane, it could potentially be viable, but street stocks just don't carry enough speed around Charlotte Motor Speedway, and if you don't have any drafting help, which we see is a factor, it's tough to make that outside lane work. As Champagne will go to the middle, now he goes back down to cover the bottom lane, as he'll continue to hold the lead. We'll come around this time, 5 laps in already.
Champagne throwing blocks left and right, and I'm really surprised to see that this early. He was playing that Dale Jr. Pied Piper role, it looked like, but Brennan Poole now with the advantage. He has help from Garrett Smithley, and it looks like they'll be right on that door of the 38 as Champagne and Cadell try to hold strong down on this inside with help from DT, similar to what we saw in heat number 1.
ducking out of line there. It was that third car. It was DT, as you mentioned, drive through, who kind of was locked right with Jonathan Cadell throughout that first heat. He's in the same situation here in heat race number 2. Brendan Poole, does he have it at the stripe? It looks like he does by 6/1000ths of a second. Smithley brushes the outside wall in turn number 1, but he'll stay attached there to Brendan Poole. Melillo still trying to make that third lane work, but just nothing doing right now. But from what we've seen here, Caleb, I feel like that second lane is just a little bit better than the bottom. It seems like that car that's on the inside, it's just a little bit easier to get that car sideways and a little bit loose, and you're able to carry just a little bit more momentum off the corner that you could see right here, especially with Smithley kind of hooked up pretty well there with Brendan Poole, able to carry just a little more speed down the straightaway, and it looks like with how close these street stocks are here at this racetrack, that's the difference.
Oh, a little bit of contact between Pardus and Vargas. Cisco is going to make contact with Vargas. They're going to get it squared away. I think you're right so far. I mean, that outside lane seems like they're keeping the motors just a little more spooled up, and everybody on the inside is having to either get out of the throttle or, I mean, it's just bogged down there right now. Justin, I'm wondering if anybody's ever going to try that experiment out with them and go up to that third line. Might see something here as he's to the outside quarter panel going for just a second, but can't quite make it work. It is now, it looks like he'll fall in line and then go right back up to that third line.
Yeah, I was about to say, as the laps go on by, he's enjoying himself. He's going to go up there. He gets enough of the draft here on the second lane. He's actually going to build up a run down the back straightaway, and he's going to be able to clear or at least be side by side with the 24 car, so he gained kind of a row there in 3 and 4. He's wheeling the heck out of that car. I think he also knows he's on the broadcast right now, so doing a great job there. He's showing that third lane might be viable here even without a drafting partner.
Yeah, and I mean, he's creating a dilemma for race leader in Brendan Poole right now. I mean, if you're that 44, are you sticking with Garrett Smithley here, or are you going to go try to block this momentum that Justin Melillo has shown he can make work here halfway through race number 1? And I'm wondering if you're on the bottom, do you try to go up with him? Goen is sticking with him now, and it might be a viable line.
Oh, if you got to keep it out of the wall, though, and he nearly got into it in turn 3. But you're exactly right. He's kind of proven to the rest of the field, hey, everybody, if you go up here, we can actually make this work. And he's Poole went up to block him for a second. Smithley looked to the middle. He gets out of shape as he wiggles his race car. And now Justin Melillo, who started the lane by himself, might be challenging here for the race lead on the back straightaway if he can get the proper push and look to the outside of Brendan Poole. But Poole is going to go all the way to the top. He'll throw the box. Smithley tries to go to the middle 3 wide.
That was such a big move there by Garrett Smithley to not let Champagne box him in, because now Brendan Poole has his drafting partner back, and they have been working together so well. He's just trying to keep this third line at bay, and he'll go up again to block. Justin Melillo has to get out of the throttle, but Garrett Smithley's there. Now they're going to be 3 wide for second and maybe for the lead.
Brendan Poole is playing with fire right now at the front of the field as Smithley, every time that Poole goes up to block the run from Melillo, Smithley uses that as an opportunity to try and get to the middle and try to get past that 44 car. Melillo will get a run down the back stretch and try to poke to the outside of the 44 as Poole goes up to block. They'll make contact. Melillo's in the fence. Poole slides up. They'll be 5 wide off of turn 4, and that's not going to work. Poole gets turned. Jeff Green gets tagged. And Vervinkt piles in late, and the caution flag is out.
First caution of the Core Summer Series, and that's pretty fitting. I mean, 5 wide with street stocks at Charlotte ends just about how you'd expect it. My goodness.
I got to give credit to Justin Melillo as he was challenging to the outside of Poole, and I think, Brendan had kind of gone back and forth in that second and that third lane, trying to block it, couldn't really make up his mind, just wanted to block the lane that had the momentum. And unfortunately there in 3 and 4, Melillo was to the outside. And we're going to see kind of all of it unfold here from back off of turn 2. So you can see Melillo, he's that first car on the outside line, kind of in that second row, gets a little bit of a head of steam down the back straightaway as that second lane stalls out. Going goes up to push him. Melillo is just on the outside of that 44 car, and Poole comes up the track. Melillo has nowhere to go. And honestly, they did a great job saving it, and then 5 wide. Yeah, just not enough room here in Charlotte.
Yeah, but I mean...
Oh, man, that's a tough hit for
Jeff Green.
Car.
Yeah, Jeff Green took a hard lick too there.
Yeah, correction on that was not Vervink that was involved in that one. That was Herman Rice. Again, Herman Reese. 2 cars that look nearly identical, kind of black with the gold lettering, so I misidentified that. Vervink was well behind that. You can kind of see him working into your frame now. He had lost the pack and was a couple seconds behind. So caution flag is out with just a couple of laps to go. These drivers do have a fast repair in their back pocket here for this first feature, or at least, yes, they do. But
yeah,
I don't know if
it.
Herman had it checked because his car looks awfully damaged right now. Maybe they didn't want to use their fast repair.
I mean, he could be saving it. We saw those heats went, and you might want to save it in your back pocket. But we'll see now. I don't believe anybody's coming back down.
The one thing I'm happy about here in this course season, we were talking about it before we went live, is the fact that there are new street stock bodies that are new to iRacing. You have the traditional Monte Carlo that was traditionally used, but iRacing, and you can see that there are drivers who make up the different templates and everything, so they can kind of make their own custom manufacturer, I guess. But the official names in iRacing, because I guess they had to name it this, was the Casino and the Eagle. And I'm just glad to hear, Caleb, that despite the fact that one of them is called the Eagle, that Jacob Hitz isn't here to be all really annoying about the fact
Philly sports fan.
Yeah.
Yeah. These things
Although he
happen.
would just complain about it the whole time.
Yeah, about how bad the Eagles are, despite them being the best team in the league. Yeah, we're missing Jacob Hitz tonight, and hope he's doing well at his real life gig. But choosing this time per the Bin Crazy, and you see everybody's getting sorted out. And I mean, we're gonna get another late race restart here, Blake, and I'm wondering what your thoughts are here to eat. This is probably gonna be the craziest racing we've seen all night with a win on the line.
Well, yeah, I think if you're DT, if you're Vargas, if you're one of those cars that's in that second lane, you're looking at that third lane and what Melillo was able to do in it as kind of a potential precursor of what we might see here in the final couple of laps of this race. So Justin Champagne, Cadell, your 2 heat leaders making up row number 1. They'll come to 5 laps to go in feature 1. Champagne, Cadell, even at the stripe, Champagne gets a little bit of a bump from Garrett Smithley. He may just be clear into turn 1, and he does get the shove in the corner. But Smithley also clear. Where does he go?
DT did not get going either, and it's completely stalled the momentum of that outside line. We'll see Jonathan Cadell go up to try to fill it, but he has no help, at least not yet, with 5 laps to go going into turn 3 and 4. Cadell trying to stick on this outside of Garrett Smithley. Preston Part is coming with help, but that'll be for that inside line.
I was surprised that Smithley didn't make a move down the back straightaway when he was clear up to the second lane to do so. Cadell, however, doesn't really have a whole lot of help. DT got kind of caught up in something, or just got a little bit loose. He lost a lot of ground there on the second lane, but now he's trying to work his way back up to the 69 car. 4 to go down the back straightaway. Champagne locked down to the apron. Left side tires nearly touching that blue line as he tries to shut the door on everybody looking for a way around on the bottom. He'll now drift through 3 and 4. Again, these tires starting to get worn just 17 laps in, and they'll make it around to 3 to go.
Big slide through 3 and 4 for Cadell there as he has DT hooked back up to that back bumper. Keep in mind, DT has been right on the back bumper, the 69, basically since the drop of the green flag in heat number 1. So these two are very familiar with each other. Maybe can use it to their advantage.
Oh, trouble! Robert Dorman hard to the outside wall. He gives it a good hot tuh, and the caution flag will be out again.
And I think Oh, he's either blinking or he's going home. Just blinking, but that's big damage for the Dorman machine, and definitely going to have to use the fast repair on that one.
Caution flag is out as it looked like they were 3 wide. For a moment off of turn 2, we'll see it once again. Cisco peeks down to the inside, Goins on the outside, and yep, there he goes. They make contact, he gets hooked into the wall. Just a 2-car incident off the corner, and well, now I think we're probably looking at green-white checker territory here, which again is unlimited in core. So strap in, boys. This could be a good one.
The good part of it is we're gonna get a green flag finish. The bad part of it is we're gonna wreck a lot of cars, I feel like, before we get a green flag finish. So we'll see who can come out on the other side of this thing. But again, part of what makes this so fun is you see a few cars going to get their laps back on the outside. Looks like Jeff Green and Herman Rice both getting back to it. Try to get back in this thing.
A couple of cars down will make their way down to the pits to make repairs, including Dorman, who's still blinking like a Christmas tree out there. Fly Guy's got a little bit of damage. He'll come down and try to fix some of that. And then Justin Malillo, as we mentioned, will bring his car down. There were a few that did use the fast repair for sure, because I know Cody Hicken got destroyed in that first wreck, and his car looks fine right now. He's got the Flow Racing colors on that. Yeah, there you go. He's got the nice red and yellow Flow Racing colors. I'm somewhat partial to that.
I mean, while we got a second here, we can take a moment and speak to one Cody Hicken here. Maybe see what it's like in the back half of the field here, if we can dial him up. Cody, this is Caleb up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, what's up, kid?
Doing good. I mean, it's been wild from up here. You got a front row seat for basically all this. You want to talk us through what's been going through the windshield of that number 28 machine?
I'm just trying to stay alive, trying not to be a menace, and just trying to have some fun. It's been fun. It's been entertaining. Just want to see a good show.
And how much of a handful these street stocks been for you? I mean, we've seen a few guys. We've gone on board with them, and it looks like they're grinding the wheel, sawing it back and forth. Have they been a handful, or with the hot temperatures here?
Or as you could probably see from the Heat 1, the incident I caused. Yeah, they're a little loose on cold tires, and especially once they get warmed up. But as long as you're not overcooking it, they're not too bad. They are a little slidey, but nothing you can't handle as long as you're not sending it in too hard.
I got you. Well, coming up to the choose here, we'll let you go, and good luck in the rest of this.
Wait. I got a question.
Go ahead, Blake.
Howdy, Blake.
So, where are we off to next with the Flow Racing folks?
I'm following the Lucas Oil Lake Model Series, the Illinois, Iowa, Missouri swing coming up this weekend.
Awesome. All right.
So subscribe to Flow Racing if you're not already for great racing action. Streamed live every single night.
I will agree with that, and I'm totally not biased.
Well, Cody, you're choosing, so we'll let you go. Good luck here for the rest of this thing.
Thank you.
That is
you can
Cody.
Also subscribe here to FTFGG. Yeah, that's
FTF.GG. I'm not biased on that one either. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're right. That's how we do it around here. All right, so it'll be overtime to settle our first feature of the night. Unlimited attempts are available for these drivers. Champagne.
You think they make it a lap?
Not this first one, but second one, sure, I'll go for it. All right. Oh, Champagne did not get a great launch. Stacks up the inside row. Cadell has to fall back. That gives Smithley and DT a run on the outside. A couple cars peeking to the third lane. 2 to go. Smithley's got the run in 1.
Champagne, he's got a big buffer to the back of the bumper, the 69. Meanwhile, look up on the outside. DT and Garrett Smithley are hooked together. Gabe Wood coming with a shove as well. The inside's going to get stacked up. Does DT have anything for Garrett Smithley here? And do they make it through 3 and 4 to the line?
That's the biggest question. Is they're too wide? Oh, one car slide to the
Oh.
inside, but it looks like they're going to be able to hang on. That's Case Collin back. And indeed, they will get back to the white flag. We'll see it through to the end, regardless of how they wreck. If they wreck. 1 lap to go.
I don't know if it's an if. With how hard they're leaning on each other up here right now. Smithley falling back quickly. DT's got to get back to that bumper. Steel Horse with a shove to the back end and Justin Champagne down the backstretch. Here comes Garrett Smithley, though.
Cadell looking for a way to that middle lane, and now Champagne is sliding through the corner. Cadell goes to his outside, and Cadell hooked hard into the wall. Checkered flag in hand. Champagne's going to go down and cover Preston Pardus, and he will win the first feature of the Summer Series.
I mean, that worked out just about perfect there for Justin Champagne. I mean, both of his main rivals there just completely wiped each other out.
Again, Cadell had just a small window of opportunity to try and look in the second lane to get to Champagne's outside. And while trying to do that, just unfortunately kind of swiped across the nose of Garrett Smithley. And that puts an end to feature number 1. Champagne, Pardus, and DT, your top 3. And Ryan Vargas, Gabe Wood make up your top 5. Brendan Poole, Case Collenbeck, Gary Owen, Cisco Scarmuza, and Cody Hicken will complete your top 10.
Looking on back to 11th. Well, we'll get it pulled up here. You'll find Robert Dorman, Justin Malillo, Herman Rice, Garrett Smithley, Corey Vervinkt, Jeff Green, Jonathan Cadell, Flag Eye. Round out your 18-car field.
So we'll take a break. We'll hear from your top couple of finishers right after this. You're watching the Core Summer Series presented by Sim Wrap Market at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Tonight here in the Core Summer Series presented by SimWrap Market, and we are looking forward to what will be twice the length in feature number 2, as the drivers have a little bit of downtime to catch their breath and get ready for some more racing here in Charlotte Motor Speedway. Blake McCandless, Caleb Hoffman, although I think he took a break, or he's not sitting at his he's not sitting at his desk right now, so we'll wait for him to get back. Oh, there he is. All right.
Good timing.
Yeah, Blake McCandless, Caleb Hoffman. I don't know. Let's talk to some drivers.
Can't find somebody to talk to.
Yeah, it seems our winner, Justin Champagne, is not in the Discord at the moment, so we may not catch up with him. Let's see if we can chat with one Ryan Vargas. Yeah, let's go ahead and pull in Ryan Vargas up into the broadcast booth. And with Ryan Vargas, eNASCAR takes on several meanings because he's a coveted eNASCAR broadcaster, and he races in real eNASCAR in Europe. I don't think we call it that, but Ryan, you got us.
Oh, is he away?
You know,
well,
I think
he'll figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. I think he is one of those drivers that also stepped away.
Yeah, when he realizes that he's not accompanied by his
I don't
normal...
know. Does our producer, does he have a webcam? Can we check and see if he... Oh, okay, yeah. So, oh, darn. I was looking forward to chatting with Ryan, but apparently Ryan did not want to chat with us. All right, so Ryan Vargas will have to wait at least a few moments. Let's see who else we can yank up here into the broadcast booth. Oh, yeah. How about yeah. How about Justin?
What's up?
Justin, how you doing?
Existing, really?
I just want to say that up here in the booth, we were impressed by what you were doing on that third line there. I know it didn't completely go your way there at the end, or probably how you wanted, but you think you can consistently find some speed up there in this one?
You know, I really did like that top lane. I feel like a lot of people didn't give it a fair shot there in at least the early parts of the first one there. I don't know how it turned out in the second hit because I was in the back. So, you know, once I got Gary up there with me, it was I feel like we really did have a shot, and I don't know. We'll see what happens in this one. We're starting mid pack, and I really just so excited that Core is back. You know.
Yeah, I loved your video that you put up on Twitter earlier. Do you got the board handy?
Board's behind me. It's hanging up on the wall.
I did not see just the mass ensemble of. How long did this take to just print all these out and stick them everywhere?
I don't know, 15 minutes and a lot of printer ink. And I know Zach's mad at me for wasting printer ink, but you know, these things happen. So.
Well, it's not his printer ink; it's your printer ink, right?
Exactly.
So...
It was. I needed to replace the cartridges anyway, so you know, I figured I'd just waste them out and put the new ones in tomorrow. It's all good.
You're an American.
Exactly. My printer ink. I'll do what I damn please. Well, what with it?
All right. So I have a question. Out of all of the iRacing employees that are also a part of this league, which one would you want to wreck the most?
Oh man. Do they?
I mean,
you don't have
to
tonight?
answer that, but
do they have to be racing tonight?
Sure.
You know, I kind of want to turn Corey for leaving the marketing department. Today was yesterday was his last day or something like that, and now he's over in the support side. So you know what? I guess I'd have to say Corey.
And I think Corey's watching along here, and he may have heard that. So all right.
It's fair enough. Glad he's listening. Appreciate you, buddy. Gonna miss you. Gonna miss seeing you in those meetings, but yeah, fun stuff. Glad to be back at Core.
All right, we are indeed. Justin, thanks for chatting with us here, and good luck in race 2. You know, we hope we make that third lane work again.
Try to.
All right, that is Justin Malone. Again, shout out to these drivers. He didn't have to answer that, but you know what? He did, and you know that's what some folks do. They answer the tough questions. Do we want to get a response from Corey about that inquiry there?
If we could find him, yeah. Hold on, we'll bring him up for you. See if I can figure out how to work. Yeah, we're trying. Hold on. There we go. Corey.
Yes, sir.
We had one Blake McCandless that wanted to speak with you.
Oh, fantastic.
So we were talking to one of your coworkers in Justin Malillo, and he said, and I quote, that out of all the iRacing employees that were in this race that he wanted to wreck, he would want to wreck you the most. What's your response to that?
You know, it's not going to take him long to get up there to attempt to, but if he wants a brawl, he's going to get one.
All right, so you're going to take it to him then?
You know, I know whether it's my choice or not, I am going to fall back in this field plenty quick. So I'll see him when he crosses me over. That
is an awesome Johnny Cash poster.
I appreciate that. Thank you. I think I've had that for quite a many years now. Long time.
All right. Well, I'm a big fan. I could see you're a Cubs fan. You got all the Chicago stuff. You know, I was just in Chicago this past weekend.
I know. I was running the audio for that show for you, buddy. I knew where you were at.
Oh, really? Like in Chicago?
No. Cisco's running that, but I'm talking about for the actual, Coke show when you were there virtually for the eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing series that everyone should watch on most Tuesdays on the iRacing channel. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah, he was. You were running the audio with that, but I got to go to the city, and I got to say,
I know, I'm very jealous. I'd love to go to that event. That is, the street course now for NASCAR is definitely on the bucket list. So hopefully, I'll be there next year.
All right. Well, we'll look forward to hopefully having you out. Man, you even got the Cubs champions poster. That's pretty cool. All right, so some solid backgrounds, Caleb, that we've seen here out of the couple drivers we pulled into the booth. Corey, we wish you the best of luck. You got to go grid here for race 2. Go take the fight to Justin.
I'll do my absolute best, Blake. That's all I can do.
We'll try our best to get Corey back where he came from, and get ready to roll for race number 2.
All right, so appreciate our drivers taking the opportunity to speak with us. Now, again, we talked about formats and lineups and everything, but here in our second feature, we do the traditional invert of the field when it comes to the second feature, or the second feature in core. So we'll kind of just flip everything around here to start off this one, and it'll be Fly Guy. It looks like he'll take the pole because, again, Sean Butler and Brayton last year, despite the fact they are listed here, they are not actually on the track. So it looks like it'll be Fly Guy who will win our second FTFGG pole award of the season. And, I got to say, I was in Chicago, and I got to meet Fly Guy. Awesome dude.
Yeah, you told me about that a little bit before the show. I would love to hear about that. Fly Guy is one of one of those guys that's become a staple of the core, and he's really good at this style of racing, and I'm interested to see how he does at the front of this field, because he's really known for how good he is at these plate-style tracks, and usually, Charlotte not a plate-style track, but with the street stocks, you have to treat it as such, and I'm wondering if that skill set for him will translate over starting, amongst the likes of guys like Jonathan Cadell, Jeff Green up here, Garrett Smithley, that are going to be starting in the front half of the field. So this is going to be a really interesting one.
Yeah, he was keeping up with his. So he was on pit road. He was keeping up. His son was back home, and it was one of their first football practices of the year. So he was kind of keeping up with what was going on with his son. It was pretty cool to see him there on pit road. It looks like he had a pretty good time, and it looks like everybody did. So Cadell will start to his outside again. He nearly won our first feature, but gets wrecked late. He'll start on the outside, then it'll be Jeff Green. Corey Vervinkt will start in fourth, then Garrett Smithley, Herman Reese, Justin Malillo, Robert Dorman, Cody Hicken, and Cisco Scaramuza will complete your top 10 as we roll through the FTF grid. The Eric Messer Pole Award to Fly Guy, as we will get things rolling here in the second round of the Core Summer Series, second feature here at Charlotte. 40 laps on the docket. So Fly Guy will lead us off at turn number 2. And again, a big change here, Caleb, that I was just looking at from the warm-up to this feature. You'll notice the sun's kind of in
one
the...
car just went around. Herman Reese, I believe, just got sideways. Gabe Woods up in the wall with him. Race 1 winner Justin Champagne collected as well.
No caution as they keep it rolling in the right direction. So Fly Guy will come across to lead lap number 1. The point I wanted to make, the track temperature down to about 114. So has cooled off significantly since heat race 1.
Yeah, and I mean, the time of the session has changed. It was almost high noon when we started this thing, and now in session it's just after 4 p.m. So like you said, I mean, it's going to cool down. We'll see how that affects the grip levels. Makes me think that the outside lane might be even more viable with these things not slipping and sliding around on the track surface as much.
Yeah, I was about to say, this is a little bit different than what we've seen, as Malillo will once again go right to the top. He wastes no time in trying to make that third lane work. As Jeff Green, a little bit of a bobble there. He's that second car on the inside in number 2. So slide again off of turn 2, but he'll keep it rolling. Malillo, again, no help, just as he did in our feature earlier. We'll try to get it rolling on the top side. And again, 40 laps as far as fuel is concerned. Will be a little bit different here. A much longer run that these drivers will have to worry about saving their tires for 40 laps, which in these street stocks is an eternity at a 1.5 mile racetrack. I mean, I know a lot of local weekly shows at Hickory that'll race 40 laps in a street stock, and we're doing that here at Charlotte.
And not only tires, I mean, these things have full fuel capacity, but you got to wonder if, if we get any overtimes later, if that'll have any factor in this race as well. So either way, Justin Malillo has been sticking up on this high side. It's been fun to watch already, but Jeff Green, Garrett Smithley working together, and then you have Fly Guy working with Jonathan Cadell down on the inside, Cody Hicken, Cisco Scaramuza here as well.
And a couple of drivers have fallen off the lead pack. Robert Dorman and Case Collenbach are close to it, but not quite. Justin Champagne losing a spot to Herman Rice's. Champagne's got a significant amount of damage, so your Heat 1 winner, or Feature 1 winner, I guess I should say, or well, actually he did both, experiencing some problems here in the opening laps of the second feature of the night. There you see he's got a little bit of nose damage on his, I guess we can call it an eagle. We'll make Jacob happy. We'll call it an eagle, I guess, once or twice. That's it. Back out front, Garrett Smithley lead the pack.
And this is the true traditional pack formation. Preston Pardis has gone up with Justin Malillo on this outside lane. Both of them trying to make it work. Lap 6 of 40 here. Jeff Green with Smithley in the middle has been glued to that back bumper. We've seen that cause issues here in the past. Again, I mean, I'm really impressed by these guys already just leaning all over each other on lap 6 when we have so much race to go. Jeff Green, big slide to get up in front of Justin Malillo, but can't quite get clear of him.
That's one thing with having new street stock bodies is these drivers may not be as comfortable knowing exactly kind of where the edge of the car is, where the nose is, where the corner of each car is, whether it's your car or the car that you're trying to race. And we've seen a number of times drivers push that issue just a little bit too much as Jeff Green will lead the second lane. Smithley on the bottom, pulling Jonathan Cadell around the racetrack, and Justin Malillo still working the top is now. Jeff Green gets hooked into the wall. Preston Pardis got to the back of Justin Malillo, and it has not been a good introduction to Core for Jeff Green, who gets shoved into the outside wall, and doesn't sound like he's too happy with the fact that we were going 3 wide this early in the night.
Yeah, and Jeff Green pulling to the top of the racetrack here, and he might have to take a tow. That would be extremely detrimental to this race for him. But this is a big break for the guy we just saw come down pit lane and race 1 winner, Justin Champagne.
Yeah, I believe you're right. He will have to take a tow. He wasn't able to turn. It's the second time that's happened to him where he's just kind of been riding along in the middle lane, and then all of a sudden Melillo, who did get tagged, I believe that 50 car, you're going to see just a little bit of contact that shows Melillo just enough down the hill. Hooks Jeff Green. You also see Cisco Scaramuza get involved, and as Melillo comes back down the track, he gets going, who tags Jeff Green again. See it one more time. Is there contact here between the 53 and the 50? To me, it looks like there was just enough to get Melillo out of shape.
And I mean, you see going, come back up the racetrack, makes additional contact with Jeff Green there. Melillo actually, I mean, for the most part, the car looks better than I thought it was. We're going to ride on board here.
Great job getting slowed down, and then, yep, just gets tags in the right rear.
And that is the 24 car of going, and just an unfortunate break. Nowhere really to even go.
So after the tag, he does get going. This is Jeff Green's vantage point. And you can see it looks like he makes out of it okay, and then it's run into about a 24 again, and there's 2 hits to the outside wall, I think, is where a majority of that damage came from.
Man, and then, yeah, you hear that thing dragging, goes up the racetrack, and stuck on pit road now.
Yeah, he's still getting damage fixed. Believed he went a lap down already. May go a second one. Getting that tow back to the pit lane. Justin Champagne, his car is repaired. Not sure if he used a fast repair to do that. But whatever damage he has is no longer there, so we'll keep tabs on the 38 car as he'll get back out on the racetrack. So still, just about everybody we had to start this race will be back out. Gabe Wood did not use his fast repair. He's got some front-end damage as well as some rear-end damage on the 04 machine. But it looks like everybody else that kind of stayed out, their car is squeaky clean for now. As the lights have gone off the pace truck, we'll take the choose this time a quarter of the way through.
And how about this reshuffled top 5? I mean, Garrett Smithley and Jonathan Cadell, they've been staples up here at the very front of the pack, but Fly Guy, he's been doing a great job of staying up here. Looks like DT's going to be starting on the front row. Wow, what a big move there from him as he'll rocket up to second. And then here comes Cody Hicken as well behind him. So some new faces that we haven't necessarily seen up inside the top 5 yet so far today, and see if they can make the most of this opportunity here. Like you said, just a quarter of the way through race number 2.
You know, I got a grievance. We got a couple iRacing employees in here. We just saw the choose taking place. It was with the blue cone, and guys are having to go through the grass and everything. Just imagine if we took 2 seconds to put like a PNG file of a choose cone on the track. Didn't have to code anything. Just put the cone there, and if people like in private leagues want to use it, they can. What a concept.
It's just a Melillo problem.
All right, we're back underway at Charlotte. Garrett Smithley, DT, finally, it seems like just a number of times all throughout the night that he's been kind of that second, that third car in line. He's never been able to quite lead a line, but he's finally up front here, and we'll have a good friend in Cody Hicken trying to push him by. They'll stay side by side on the back straightaway. Smithley was not able to clear, so DT, the big fan esports machine, trying to pass Garrett Smithley at the front of the pack.
And doing a good job. Both of them staying spooled up. Shove coming from Cody. He's actually going to go a little wide there, going to the third lane with that momentum, and doesn't deliver that push to DT that he really needed. There comes Vargas with help. Can't quite get there, though. They'll lay off each other.
And those cars on the inside are pretty sideways, despite the fact that, again, the track temperature is about 20 degrees cooler than what we had in our first feature, and a little bit of an invert here. Typically, core, at least when I was running it last year, was kind of flip-flopped, where the in-sim time would start, I don't know, at 9 or 10 a.m., and it would kind of work hotter into the second session, trying a little bit of a different course here in this summer series. And again, it's the summer series, so we need hot track temps. You know, that's kind of, you know, that's why it's called the summer series, right? It's supposed to be hot and slick. Even you know, if they ran the summer shootout at Charlotte Motor Speedway tonight, they would be running on a hot and slick quarter-mile track. So I think that's just it's part of it, you know.
And I mean, this bottom lane is really pushing DT and Cody Hicken up the racetrack right now. You see Fly Guy staying strong with those left side tires right on that blue line as they ran down the backstretch. Now trying to follow him a little more carefully. But how about this? You got this 6-car group. Then Brennan Poole is starting to show his face back inside the top 10. Cisco Scaramuza, Preston Pardis as well. So tons of contenders still in this thing as we come to try to complete lap 14.
I'm about to say P Money ran second in that feature, kind of cleared that incident without much trouble for that number 50 car. He's in the pink 50 as Cody Hicken has had his hands full the last couple of laps trying to stay attached to that 77 car. You can kind of see the end result that Davin, as much as we have seen that second lane almost be the preferred one, or where the leader of that line can kind of make a move down and get clear to the lead. Hicken's trouble keeping his car together as one car spins to the inside. That's Herman Reese again in the number 40 car. Keeps it going straight, but unfortunately looks like he'll lose the pack, and we'll kind of have to work with some of the damaged cars. And Hicken finally gets shoved out of the way, got just a little bit too high in that second groove. Vargas is going to fill that hole, and now Smithley clear to the middle if he wants to, before Davitt gets a huge run down into turn number 1.
There's a slight momentum in that outside lane right now, but I don't know. It's just not been thriving with DT at the helm. We'll see if Vargas, I mean, if he can get to the back bumper of the 77, maybe shove him up the racetrack the same way he shoved Cody Hicken. Maybe they can get something going. But I don't know. So far, it doesn't seem like that outside lane has as much energy in it as we saw in race number 1. You can see Garrett Smithley just kind of leading this pack from below and doesn't have to worry about going up and blocking these lanes.
Keeping it simple right now for the number 43. Again, we mentioned kind of the extra length of this feature. 40 laps. These drivers have a lot more to think about. And again, you think about fast repairs. Plenty of drivers that were involved in that first incident probably would have used it if it was that first feature. Many of them are still out on the racetrack right now, including Jeff Green. You can kind of see him somewhat peeking into the edge of the frame. He's about 4 seconds ahead, and Gabe Wood is pissed about something.
Yeah, he was upset. I think maybe he and Corey Vervinkt might have made a little contact, but both of them are off the pack. So I'm not sure if anything happened there, but either way, we stay green. And look at this. I might have to take back my words of what I said about the outside lane, because now that Vargas is to the back bumper of DT, they have been schmoving. Garrett Smithley with a slight advantage, but it's considerably less than what he had just a few laps ago.
I think Wood, you can kind of see those two cars that are just trying desperately to hang on to the pack. He was like, why are you racing me? We're going to lose the draft. And it looks like, indeed, that may be the case, as they were 3 or 4 tenths slower. Scaramuza, they're 4 wide.
Are they going to be able to make it work? Oh, man.
He was all sorts of sideways and came back down just after Champagne had managed to clear him. So a heck of a piece of driving there by Cisco keeps things rolling as we're about to approach the halfway mark, and Champagne kind of showing and flexing the same muscle that we saw Justin Malillo doing on the high side a little bit earlier, kind of taking a page out of the 53's notebook, try to make it work. He's by himself, just like we saw Justin Malillo doing earlier, but you got to Hartman really tight on that second lane. He's just trying to do that right now on the outside of Preston Pardis.
Yeah, he's doing a good job, but again, just needs help as DT and Garrett Smithley are beating and banging at the front of this pack for the lead. I mean, as they battle side by side, it definitely opens up more opportunity for one of these cars, you know, in like a Ryan Vargas to potentially jump up to the outside if he wants to.
Oh,
P Money got real loose there throughout the tri-oval. Fly Guy as well. Brennan.
Oh!
Oh, they're gonna make contact. Fly Guy spinning on the apron. He'll go back up on the racetrack. Caution flag out from Charlotte.
Oh, man, and Fly Guy almost got tagged. Oh, there's some more cars. Ugh. Fly Guy almost got impaled by the car that was just behind him. That was Corey that just made it by him. As Fly Guy was kind of moving down the track, parked it right in the middle. But again, this kind of all started on the outside. You'll see Champagne on the outside, moves down into Pardis, and Pardis then goes down to the 773, who really had nowhere to go, makes heavy contact with the outside wall, plenty of rear end damage on that 773 car. And we'll pause things here for a second time in feature number 2. Yeah, so you can see Champagne on the top of the racetrack, and then Pardis, however you want to call it, somehow they make contact there, fighting kind of for that same piece of real estate, and Fly Guy gets the worst end of it. Pause for the second time. We'll take the opportunity to step aside, and we'll be back for the rest of the Coors Summer Series presented by SimRap Market and Charlotte Motor Speedway after this. Back with you here for the Coors Summer Series. Want to take the opportunity to thank many of our partners for making this Summer Series possible. Race 1. We look forward to carrying these partners all throughout the Summer Series. Of course, FTFGG. Got to give them a shout out for all of our wonderful coverage here at Charlotte Motor Speedway and the rest of the tracks that we'll be going to. Messer Media and Eric Messer Photography for sponsoring our Pole Award this year. Gabe Wood, which, by the way, in case you didn't know, he paid for this. So thank you, Gabe Wood, who right now is running in the 15th. Well, he pitted in 15th. I think he's actually further back. So he paid to be running in the 16th position, is that of Gabe Wood. Also want to shout out Richmar Florist, which, by the way, they are sponsoring the car that is not in 16th. They're sponsoring the car in first. That is Garrett Smithley in the number 43, so see the rest of the choose taking place. And, of course, SimRap Market, for being the presenting sponsor of the Coors Summer Series, presented by SimRap Market. Blake McCandless and Caleb Hoffman here on the call with you here, as we will get 16 to go when we take the green flag this time by.
And again, just past halfway, and DT and Vargas going to get a second chance. They were starting to come on at the end of that run, but look who's back up inside the top 5, right on that bottom. It's that yellow car, Champagne.
Yeah, surprised that he was able to make up as many spots as he did. He gets a fantastic launch on the inside. Vargas did not. And if anything, Vargas goes back down. Champagne almost went through the turf, looking to the inside of Smithley, and he's going to go on the apron looking for a way by Garrett Smithley. He's going to hold it down there and gets back up on the racetrack. So, all right, we talked about that area not being out of bounds. We haven't seen too many drivers going down there on the backstretch. Champagne's not going to do it this time. But that was an aggressive move, trying to look for a way by the 43 car.
And Champagne went up to try to block the run from Steel Horse, but look who that has allowed back into the battle. Oh, Brennan Pool's going to get turned across the nose of the 38. Ryan Vargas is in it. Pardis is in it. Case Kallenbach as well. Gabe Wood slams the front end of the P-Money machine, and it's our second big one of race number 2. Wasn't expecting that.
Nuh-uh, I wasn't either. And there was a call over the radio. Justin Champagne said, well, you're 3 wide. I also think Cadell went down pit road to miss this. But this is where it all starts, the 44 and the 38. And, well, he didn't go down to the pits, but he did go down through the turf. As you can see, Pardis, he gets heavy contact. As Gabe Wood was trying to miss that. So Poole involved in another one. He is all the way down against the blue line, and then he and Champagne make contact. Poole gets hooked into the wall. Vargas gets a piece of it. Gabe Wood was calling out, "It won't turn," a number of times. There's the Speed Channel logo. Great to see that.
I mean,
when was this track like textured? Like 2018?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. Well, when did Speed Channel go away? I mean,
way before 2018. Way before. But look at that. I mean, look how many good cars are here. There's Case Kallenbach. Oh, Gabe Wood tries to shoot the middle, and then Pardis just flies across the infield grass.
Yeah, we're hearing in the chat, reliable source, Harley Payne says it died in 2014. Appreciate that update. As oh man, Gabe Wood, who hopped across the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series logo in the turf, was not able to miss that one.
Yeah, again, this is just more shakeup here in the top 10. Garrett Smithley and DT have been doing a good job right now at the helm of the field, but Steel Horse is here. Look at Corey Vervaint up inside the top 5.
Yeah. Got
Running
a couple of employees there.
The bandit colors for Corey. I know this was his common scheme for the Gen 4 series that we did both times last year, and it's translated really nicely onto this body. I mean, that looks beautiful. Look at that thing.
There are going to be a lot of cars and a lot of different paint schemes because that's just how Core is. We got a lot of talented designers in the field, and you know, the Street Stocks is one of those cars. It's kind of like the 87 car in a way, that just a lot of different types of paint schemes look really good on this car, whether they're basic or you got something that's a little more complex, like what Jonathan Cadell's got going on. There's a lot of different cars, a lot of really cool templates. I know even DT had kind of designed a couple of street stock manufacturer templates that looked pretty solid. So yeah, these street stocks, you can have a lot of good looking race cars with the right body on it.
That's another great thing about Core is, you know, every single week that pretty much everyone's going to show up in style. So it's a fun part of it to get to design these paint schemes and get to sit up here and look at all of them, the finished results, looking really spiffy across the board.
All right, so now just 13 laps to go. Smithley, Davin, your top two. And Vervinkt might be set for a career run if he can hang on here for the last 13 laps. Green flag back out. And boy, did he just not get going there on the inside lane. He stacks him up. Smithley's got no help. And now DT may be able to use the shove from Cadell to try to make a move here for the lead.
Coming down to the closing stages of this race, Cadell all over the back bumper at DT. Smithley still has no help. He's all over the door of drive-through trying to get anything happening, but just no help. Can't do anything just yet. They're still side by side going into 3. Cadell gonna get in the back of DT. Gets into Vervinkt and somehow they save it.
Again, Garrett Smithley, despite the fact that Corey got a Rusty Walrus restart, it didn't seem to hurt that inside lane all too much. Now DT's kind of by himself in the second lane. Doesn't have any help now as Cadell fell back. And by the way, Scarmuza and a couple others did a great job saving that car. They're 3 wide further back in the field. Jeff Green, where did he come from? He used his fast repair now. He's back up at the front of the field.
I was just about to mention, look who's worked his way back up through. Jeff Green with help from Vargas is trying to get underneath Steel Horse. Doesn't want to become the newest member of the Wreck Club again. Across the stripe, once again, they keep it clean and we'll stay green. Oh, Cisco's going to get Jeff Green here. Green up into the wall. It's going to come down back into Brendan Poole, and again, somehow they save it.
I was just about to say what a night it has been for Jeff Green. He's got a little bit of damage on his 2 cars. He has just been in the middle of everything that has just not been his going. Got a little bit of contact there from Cisco Scaramuzza. And we continue to roll on here. Now 9 laps to go. It is DT at the stripe who barely has it over Garrett Smithley, trying to get by in that second lane. Oh, and he got another shove for it. Cadell's done that a couple times where he's gotten into the back of that car that is leading his line. He's trying to push, he's trying to help, and now he's going to go up to the top side. He blocks Preston Pardis. They'll be 3 wide for the lead.
3 wide, 2 rows deep at the front of the field. I was going to mention Pardis jumping up to that 3rd line. Look at Steelhorse going with them now. Going to step out a little bit sideways, but they are going to have a monster run down the front straightaway. Look at Steelhorse. They're going to be 3 wide for the lead. It's going to be Smithley, DT, and Cadell going into turn 1 with 8 laps to go from Charlotte.
Cadell nearly led it at the stripe as they're leaning just a couple of mere inches off of one another here at the front of the field. 3 wide, 2 rows deep. The momentum right now with the 69 of Jonathan Cadell looking to make a nice move to the race lead here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. When they come around this time, it'll be 7 laps to go. Smithley, DT, Cadell, your top 3. Pardis giving some great help to Cadell, who will lead it at the stripe.
Still 3 wide, retaining this formation, and I don't know how this pack hasn't imploded in on itself. Corey Vervinkt helping Garrett Smithley down low. Vargas here. Oh, Cadell's going to get loose. He's going to make contact with DT. They're going to save it, but at the expense of the energy on that outside lane is going. Makes evasive maneuvers down to the inside, and Pardis is going to leave him as well.
I was about to say that's the last thing Cadell needed. He was making some headway up there, but now he has no help. He'll have to regroup with somebody if they're willing to jump up there to the outside lane. Coming around this time, 6 laps to go. Cornelius will have it at the stripe as Vervinkt gets a little bit of contact, perhaps a little bit of a door fed to him by that number 23 car of Ryan Vargas, who gets a little sideways. Pardis into the back of Vargas. They save it. Now Pardis has to fend off Brendan Poole. He's able to do that. That gives it back to Cadell, who didn't have to check up for anything. He's made up another row.
6 laps to go, and you can tell this pack has no give in it anymore. They are all over each other, beating and banging, leaning, rubbing all over each other. And right now, this front pack, I mean, again, they are just mere inches away from wrecking half the field. Look at DT, though, still with help from Vargas. These two have not split up and are making the most of it as they're trying to take the fight to Garrett Smithley. Is over. Vervinkt makes contact, and he's going to spin down onto the apron. Now here comes Vargas on the outside, 3 wide for the lead.
Vargas takes advantage of the chaos as Vervinkt keeps it rolling. into turn 3. They are 3 wide for first. They are 3 wide for the 4th spot as well. Off of turn number 4, just mere inches off of one another. Vargas nearly turned Cornelius. 4 laps to go, and it is all holds bar here at Charlotte. Trouble further back in the field. One car gets sideways. It was Herman Reese. He saves it. Robert Dorman still blinking like a Christmas tree. They keep it going.
And I don't know how these guys are doing it right now. Garrett Smithley still with the lead. Gonna wash up the racetrack a little bit. DT gonna get sideways. DT with help from Pardis. He'll lead at the stripe with 3 laps to go now from Charlotte going, and Smithley on the inside. It's Pardis and DT on the outside.
Can anybody form back up and make that 3rd lane work? Is now Champagne gets into Cadell. He'll spin down to the inside as Brendan Poole got into the back of him just a moment ago. They save it as well. 8 cars have a shot and perhaps more to win the 2nd race here at Charlotte Motor Speedway tonight in the Core Summer Series. DT, though, sideways in front of the field. Pardis is going to hook the 24. The entire field comes flying apart off of turn 4. Caution is out, and we will have to settle this once again in overtime.
And you could feel that coming. I mean, the energy was so unstable in that pack. You knew it was bound to happen, and at the very front of the field, DT getting some of the worst of that, and that's so unfortunate for somebody who's led, or at least been up at the front for so many laps in this race.
You can see the damage to DT, who was up front this entire feature, and you could see was just a little bit sideways, got some help from Pardis, and nearly got clear of it before getting tagged by the 24. Goes into the worst spot here. Nearly tags the 40 as well across the racetrack.
And again, I mean, it's that bump right there. It pushes DT up the racetrack, and then it's just a checkup. Vargas gets into Pardis, and then Pardis makes contact with Goen, and it's a chain reaction that just goes up the chain. Oh, what a close call there for DT again.
So that will shuffle up the running order quite significantly here at the front of the field. Again, a number of these drivers don't have much to worry about. They still have a fast repair left. You can see DT has taken his. One more car that's getting theirs, I believe, is the 40 of Herman Rice, whose car looks undamaged. Fly Guy, unfortunately, he's still sitting in his pit stall with his damage still intact. So don't believe that he has one left. As we continue right under the caution, normal caution flag here, so we won't choose this time by. But as they're scored right now, it'll be Smithley, who is still your race leader. He may nearly lead flag to flag. And he won a Moon Car race a couple weeks ago. So I have to imagine this may come a little bit easier for him to try to grab another win in Core. Preston Pardis will be 2nd. How about Cody Hicken? I don't believe Cody, correct me if I'm wrong, Caleb, I don't believe he's won an iRacing Core race.
Yeah, he's our Season 2 Daytona 500 champion, Cody Hicken. But yeah, I mean, since the switch to iRacing, it hasn't exactly treated him well. But look at him with a chance here in overtime to take home a win. But he's got some stout competition. Garrett Smithley, Preston Pardis up here, Ryan Vargas, Jonathan Cadell, Justin Malillo, just among some of those names that are inside this top 5 with him.
And again, Core, for those of you who aren't aware, does have a history back to a NASCAR heat several years ago. It's kind of gone through some evolutions to where we are over here now in iRacing, and predominantly a league for content creators, those involved in the industry, to get together and have some fun. And they have been putting on one heck of a show here so far tonight at Charlotte Motor Speedway, with still some more left for us as we get bonus racing in each of our 2 features tonight. Garrett Smithley once again will take the inside. It'll be Pardis that takes the 2nd lane. And most of these drivers, I would say, kind of going in formation as somebody there kind of stopped right in front of the cone.
Yeah, they're going to have to catch up real quick. I mean, Pace Truck's not stopping for anybody here, and they got to get going.
Yeah, they're going to have to catch back up. A couple of drivers taking their time to try and get back up here to the rest of the field. But nevertheless, it'll be 2 laps to go, unlimited attempts at core overtime. Will it be Smithley, Pardus, or somebody else who emerges from the chaos here in the final 2 laps? Smithley will bring us into the restart zone and will get us going. Even launch, I would say, amongst your top 2. Pardus has some damage. Cadell looking to the bottom 3 wide. Vargas hard to the outside wall. We keep going.
Tough break for Vargas this late in the going. Smithley with help from Cody Hicken behind, though. Pardus is stuck out there with no help, just left out to dry completely as they come down the backstretch for the penultimate time. Does Cody Hicken stay glued to the back bumper of Smithley here? Does he have something up his sleeve?
Let's see what can happen. Again, there's just a lack of cars here, really, in either lane. You have Hicken, who's locked in with Smithley, but other than that, there's not a lot of organization here on the outside line. Looks like we're going to be able to get back to the stripe. 1 lap left.
Garrett Smithley with help from Cody Hicken. Here comes Brennan Poole. Big move down to the inside, trying to get hooked up. He's on the apron. He'll slide up the racetrack. That might give the momentum back to Preston Pardus, who has help from Steel Horse. Up the outside and down the backstretch for the final time. It's Garrett Smithley with the lead.
Yeah, Hicken looked to the inside, so Smithley lost all of his momentum. Now Pardus getting a shove from Jonathan Cadell. Pardus trying to hang on. Here comes Garrett Smithley back with a run. Down to the inside, off at turn 4 for the final time. Smithley up the racetrack. Pardus gets a shove from Cadell as they beat and bang to the line. Preston Pardus will get the job done.
And I thought he was dead in the water when he got left out to dry on that restart, but he hangs on and wins race number 2 here in the Core Summer Series from Charlotte. And what a night to kick this thing off. What a finish.
I'm surprised that Smithley was able to come back like he did after Hicken made a move on the back straightaway to try and go 3 wide. It kind of bottled up the entire inside lane. We'll take one more look. This is the entire last lap. Smithley leads at the stripe. And my goodness, Brennan Poole makes a heck of a move. He goes in, half his car. In fact, all 4 tires are on the apron entering turn 1. Hicken gave him the space, but Poole was not able to hang on. Then Hicken gets a run, gets Smithley out of shape. And here I thought it was all Preston Pardus.
And you can see Cody trying to get to that back bumper, but it's almost too little too late. As, I mean, Garrett Smithley just has to do it and start bodying up the racetrack. They fan out at the line and just not enough. Look how close that finish is.
2/100ths of a second is the difference between Pardus and Smithley, who brings it home in second. And honestly, I think if you're Preston Pardus, you got somebody to thank in Jonathan Cadell, who was a big factor in giving you the pushes necessary to win that race. What a way to start the summer series for Core, Caleb. I mean, 2 great races. We saw a lot of great heats. And I know throughout street stocks and everything, it changed quite significantly, the car from the Gen 4, and we'll see a lot of different types of racing. We've got short tracks, road courses on the schedule, but Charlotte did not disappoint, as your full running order here at Charlotte will be this. Pardus and Smithley first and second. You have Jonathan Cadell, who finishes in third, giving some great help to Pardus there at the front as he gets pushed to the race win. Cody Hicken was 4th. Justin Champagne brought it home in the 5th spot after winning in a nice comeback here in heat race, or feature race number 2, I should say. Brennan Poole was 6th. The 24 Goen was 7th. Cisco Scaramuzza, who was taking a trip around the Roval right here, finished in the 8th spot. Robert Dorman was 9th, and Gabe Wood rounded out your top 10. It was 11th for Case Collenbach. 12th was Justin Malillo. Jeff Green, the Busch Series champ, brought it home in 13th with DT after leading for so long. Settles for 14th. 15th was Herman Rice. 16th, Corey Vervinkt. 17th was Fly Guy. 18th, Ryan Vargas.
And I mean, a heck of a running order there, and hope we can talk with some of our top finishers here tonight.
See if we can't get some of our top finishers to come in here. And it looks like, well, we may be able to catch up at least with our race winner in Preston Pardis. Preston, you are a core winner. How wild was that one?
Man, that was actually a lot more hectic than I thought it was going to be. I thought we were going to be in the pack there for a little bit. And I don't know, we got into some wrecks and made some holes and got it done.
Yeah, you're able to make a lot of moves there. It was some crazy racing that we saw all throughout the night. But specifically that last lap, you get that run, you have Smithley on the bottom, they get a little bit out of shape. What's kind of going through your mind there as you're approaching the start-finish line of the checkered?
Yeah, going into 3, I was actually hoping to clear him there. I didn't think if I got too far out in front there up top, it wasn't going to be good. And luckily I had some help behind me, but yeah, just, I don't know, it was weird with the side drafting and stuff. You didn't want to get too far in front, so I don't know. It was a fun race there, though.
I was about to say that was going to be my next question. Did you have fun?
Oh, it was fun. It was fun. Good thing we had a little fast repair there because we were tearing some stuff up, but it was really cool. Handling was important, so it wasn't, on the floor. It was a good time.
All right. Well, hope to see you back. I think Slinger is next on the docket here in a week, so I hope to see you back and see if we can't talk to you again.
That'd be fun. Thank you guys for doing the broadcast tonight. It was a good time.
All right, Preston Pardis. P Money gets it done in feature number 2 here for Core. As Caleb, we'll give this one to you. How about let's see, we're gonna chat with our old buddy Garrett Smithley. He brings it home in second.
Am I getting interviewed right now?
Yeah, you are, Garrett Smithley. You're live in the FTF.GG booth after the Core Summer Series. A hectic race 2 for you there. I mean, you had the dominant car. It felt like really nobody could stop you. Multiple challengers there, but just barely get beat out at the line. Talk us through that basically the entire race for you there in the number 43.
Yeah, it was a really strong showing for the old 43 Richmar Flores Street Stock machine. I'm super thankful that we're back a Street Stock league because I love Street Stocks. Always been fast in them. Charlotte, though, my stream said it best. My chat stream said it best. It was Charlotte Super Speedway tonight for the Street Stocks. And while, yes, you can make moves and you can get to the front, both times we started kind of mid-pack and got to the front very quickly. And at the end, you just never know how it's going to shake out. Had a shot going into 3 on the last lap of the first race and got hooked. And then obviously we just got beat out at the line. Didn't have the push we needed, but all in all, it was fun. Super thankful, super glad that Core is back. I've had this void in my iRacing heart since Core ended the last time, and super happy that Core is back for the Summer Series. And we got Richmar on the car. We got some really fun announcements coming for Richmar with this league. I'll give you a hint. Every single car in the league runs Richmar, the Richmar Racing Florist paint scheme or logo on their paint scheme, I should say. So we got some fun stuff coming up, for really the entire league. But all in all, it was a decent night. Had a shot. I told my chat when that last caution came out that I either wanted to win this thing or finish top 3. I just didn't want to get junked, and I guess we'll come home second. Congrats to Preston, and we'll go on to Slinger and see what we got there next week.
Yeah, that's where I was going to pivot to next was, a heck of a schedule that we've got put together here. Obviously kicked off with Charlotte tonight and a couple banger races for Core, but we got Slinger, then Watkins Glen, Kansas, Kern, and then Rockingham to wrap things up. Are there any in particular that you've got circled here as tracks that you think that you can go out and dominate, kind of like how you did tonight?
Oh, I don't know. Any time that I've run street stocks, whether it be in core or moon car or whatever, no matter the strength of field, I always seem to find myself up front. So I've really enjoyed. In fact, going back to like COVID when we were doing the replacement series with TJ Majors and Dale Jr. and all those guys, we always ran really strong, even at tracks that I never run at, like Myrtle Beach and some of those tracks. So I'm hopeful. I think that that we should be pretty strong throughout the entire season, and I'll be honest with you. I hope the Coke Series drivers love them to death, but I hope they stay away because it's way more fun being more competitive without those guys. Because obviously those guys are aliens when it comes to iRacing.
Absolutely, and I mean, just short for you tonight, but a heck of a strong showing for you. So congratulations on the second place finish, and we'll hopefully talk to you next week after Slinger as well.
Thanks. I'm shouting out really quick. Carson Ware and Younger One. Go to Spotify, type in "Drifting Away." They got a new song out, new single. Check it out. It's awesome. Thanks,
I bet
guys.
you can
And
sing it.
I can. I'm not going to do it now. I might do it next week if I get interviewed. But how about that? If I get interviewed next week, I'll sing "Drifting Away" for you.
Yeah, how about-
I heard you did some solid karaoke on Saturday night.
I did. We the last couple weeks we went to Nashville, went to Chicago, NASCAR street course. It was amazing. Hung out with Parker Kligerman and some of the NBC guys, and I crushed a Guns N' Roses. So I was
Guns N' Roses, Garrett.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah, sweet child of mine. I mean, it's amazing. So catch me in the karaoke bar.
All right. I know one day I'll get you to sing the anthem at a Checkers game. One day.
We'll see. Maybe I'll do it before one of these races.
There you go.
That'll be my warm up. So thanks, guys.
That is Garrett Smithley, your second place finisher, and we'll go back to you, Blake.
All right. Next up in P3, it was Jonathan Cadell who finished there, and I think we get a chance to chat with him if he's not chatting with his chat.
All right, there's not chatception going on. We're good to go. Let's go.
Okay, heck yeah. All right. Well, that was
Come
a
on
pretty
TV.
wild.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a pretty wild and crazy race. How was it from your perspective?
I was wrecking every dang thing out there. I felt really bad. The first heat there, or consolation race, whatever it was, I managed to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory there and took Garrett out in the process. And Garrett's like the nicest guy, and I felt so bad. And so I was like, this next race, I'm gonna try to push him to the win, and then I ended up pushing Preston past him for the win. So Garrett owes me 2 now, I guess. But it was fun, man. These street stocks are a blast.
Next one is Slinger, in case you don't know. So we're hoping. I hope the rest of the schedule will kind of pan out to be that fun. You got a fitting hat on too. Larry King
Heck
Law's
yeah.
Langley Speedway. You're going to be out there next weekend for the Hampton Heat.
I will. Now, don't ignore. It's sold out. There's people on Craigslist selling those things for like $60 a pop, man. I hate people that do that crap, but it's gonna be a good time. I got to go out there and I'm gonna plant my seat at like 9 in the morning so people don't steal my seat. It's gonna be a packed house, and we'll be out there watching Dale Jr. He's gonna have a hard time though, man. Those guys at Langley, they don't mess around, and Dale's never been there, so it'll be a fun time though, man. I love me some late model racing. You gonna be out there?
No, or I'm supposed to be in Indy, but if for some reason I don't end up there, I will 100% show up again.
All right, I need my drinking buddy out here.
That place we went, that bar we went, that food, that was one of the best brisket sandwiches I've ever had.
Yeah, that place is awesome. Like I said, I consummated my marriage there. It was a good time.
All right,
Oh,
Cadell.
man.
Well, thanks for chatting with us. So look forward to seeing you at Slinger if you can do a little bit better.
Oh my
And,
God.
there you go. All right. That is how you end core off in the right fashion.
Heck yeah, buddy. Let's go. 3rd place.
All right. So one at least as far as I'm gathering from that interview, Caleb, 1 beer for 3rd, maybe 2 for 2nd, and then maybe 3 for 1st. That's what I'm gathering.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. As many beers as we need to make a product like that every week, dude. I mean, that was some of the best stuff I've seen. And the street stocks, I mean, what a way to start it off. We mentioned a little bit with Garrett there, the upcoming schedule, but I mean, some great tracks. Obviously, so excited to get off to Slinger next week, and that's going to be a completely different challenge for these street stocks. But then we go to Watkins Glen after that. It's completely different from what we were doing these first 2 weeks. Kern County, Rockingham there as well. And again, after what we saw tonight, I am so excited to get through the rest of the summer series here, and I don't know, just do so much more fun stuff with these guys, because night one, rocking success. I mean, perfect racing all night long from what we saw out of these guys.
It was fantastic. Are you a Body Armor fan?
Where do you see a body? I got this one I'm drinking right now. This is
Oh, it's the other one that's in the background. Yeah,
this
there's
is
another one.
the Ryan Blaney champion edition.
There's
bottle.
a champion. There's a champion. Oh, so you haven't opened that one, I'm assuming.
No, that's a gift from One Slap Shoes. Gave it to me when we were in Charlotte together. So shout out to Slap Shoes. But no, I mean, I don't know.
He'd be a good core driver.
I would love to have Slap Shoes try a street stock out and with just the rest of these guys. But I mean, hey, we have some of the best in the world, I feel like, at it, at just coming out here, having a great time, putting on a great show. Should have some points as well up. I believe those are fully done. So get our first look at what's going on full season wise for these guys. Preston Pardis had a great night tonight, and with the win, he'll be at the top of the board, it looks like. Try to illustrate this a little bit for you. There you go. You can see Preston Pardis there. Justin Champagne, your race 1 winner. In second, Brendan Poole, a great night. He's third in standings. Cody Hicken, how about that in the top 5?
Yeah, top 5 in points for Cody Hicken. Jeez, we got Garrett Smithley, came up just shy of a win. Gabe Wood, despite going through a couple of incidents, he's 6 in the points right now. Really tight, kind of all the way throughout the top 10. You get to Cisco Scaramuza, so I don't know. We'll see how things kind of shake out. Again, you get one drop week, so you'll see the points after we kind of go through our second week. Will be separated between total points and what the points will be without the drop when we get to that a little bit later. But so glad that you joined us here on this Wednesday night. We will be back next Wednesday, July 17th, for Slinger. 2 heats, 2 features, and all the core that you could want. It's so great that core is back. On behalf of everybody here at FTF.GG, for Zach Johnson, our producer, for Caleb Hoffman in the broadcast booth, I'm Blake McCandless saying so long tonight. We bid you farewell, and congratulations to your 2 winners tonight in the Core Summer Series presented by SimRap Market in Justin Champagne and Preston Pardis. Until next time, we'll see you then.